Well, Canada's parliamentary budget officer is warning taxpayers that a new crime law that eliminates double credit for time served before sentencing will cost a lot more than the Conservative government predicts. Kevin Page estimates it'll cost Ottawa $5 billion over the next 5 years to pay for all those extra days in prison, which is a lot more than the $2 billion that Ottawa set aside. Global National's Ross Lord shows us why the math may not equal out.
The latest cost estimate for locking up Canadian inmates longer is a jolt.
Originally, I was shocked how big it was.
An extra $1 billion a year, according to Parliamentary Budget Officer Kevin Page. The act, called Truth in Sentencing, limits a judge's authority to grant criminals credit for time served before they're sentenced. Page's report concludes the act will add 159 days to inmates' average sentences, bringing the number of federal inmates to more than 17,000, requiring 13 new federal penitentiaries. The impact on provincial jails could be even bigger, although Page admits his costing is risky because the government and Corrections Canada provided scant information.
I don't think the story's ended here today in terms of these numbers.
Something the government says undermines his findings.
Well, I don't know where he's getting his information from.
Are you planning to house
if you indicate that he wasn't getting any information from Correctional Services Canada, he must be making this up.
But the Liberal MP who requested the numbers says they're alarming.
How are we going to afford our health care? How are we going to afford education? How are we going to afford our military?
Others note Canada's crime rate is at its lowest level in 25 years, and that longer sentences don't reduce violent crime, they just overload an already backlogged court system.
The answer to getting more people through the system more quickly is probably building more courtrooms and appointing more judges.
But it's unclear what, if any, political price the government will pay.
How does that strike you, the extra $1 billion a year?
Billion, you know, I mean, semantics, right? I mean, it's not going to be for free.
They're spending money on everything else, so if we got to get this society straightened up, then I think we're going to have to spend it.
The Liberals promised to take a closer look at other government law and order bills so there are no more billion-dollar surprises. Ross Lord, Global News, Halifax.